Let me know when you are, and we can get cracking with a ninth episode. Episode 9, man.
Aye, that's absolutely
That's
mental,
insane.
isn't it? Yeah, I'll have to see if I can get used to the getting the two streams on the
This
go. Ah, yeah, I can see him up and live. Yeah, yeah, we
You're
are
up alive.
live. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Good lad.
Well, welcome to the Monday Night Football Sunday FC Edition 9. We're a little bit later than usual, but that's just what you call life. And we've got the usual gang in today. It's a small gang, it's only one. It's ANTH and MACKEM. How are you doing?
I'm doing all right, mate. How's your week been so far? It's only 2 days in, but oh no, it's one day in. Oh
Oh,
God,
well, it's still a
wishing the
week.
week away.
It's still your week in.
I'm
Yeah,
wishing the week away.
yeah, just like I say, stressful with my car being off the road, being a taxi driver, but made better by the Sunderland's good result at the weekend. So
Oh mate, that game was just ridiculous, wasn't it? But you can't be back on the road. You'll get your lifeblood back on in in a couple of days. Don't worry about it too much. Um, yeah.
yeah, so
Sunderland
we'll go
winning.
we'll go straight and we can start chatting about the Oxford game then. So I thought it was a solid performance defensively by Sunderland, but they did the job. They did the job and they got the 3 points.
Yeah. And it was a hard-earned 3 points. And did you expect it to be a hard-earned 3 points? Welcome in, Tam. Welcome along.
Um, I did actually, yeah. I did think it was going to be difficult, and
Yeah.
it was. I mean, it wasn't pretty.
No, definitely, definitely wasn't pretty whatsoever. Welcome, Vaisal. Um, in terms of like, because obviously it was quite frustrating. There was long periods and spells in that game that we were struggling to see where the goal was coming from. Correct me if I'm wrong there, mate. But essentially, we never do anything easy, do we? We did enough on the day to get all 3 points, and that's fundamentally what we need to keep doing towards this stage of the season. What's your boy eating at the minute? Looks
He's
like
have,
ice cream.
he's having a yogurt with chocolate buttons.
Oh, not jealous at all. Sunderland's road to the championship, Faisal says. Do you reckon it's you were you were a little bit pessimistic during the game when we were at 1-1, saying it's potentially like points dropped, it's a waste of time, and what's it?
Yeah, I mean, I'm always the same when it comes to Sunderland when it comes to crucial things. I'm not used to us screwing up. I mean, I couldn't
Yeah,
see where the goal was coming from. It was one of those games, wasn't it? And it was weird. The goal did just come from nowhere because we seemed to be struggling, and then all of a sudden we just broke them apart in the box. A lovely couple of passes, but was built up by Matete. A couple of passes, and how much space did Embleton have? He was unmarked, wasn't he?
abs-
Uh,
absolutely, tons of
that's
it. It was
that's what
yeah,
surprised me. I thought they defended pretty well, um, and he just came in, didn't he? And from near where the Sunderland fans was, totally on his own.
yeah, and I think we wouldn't have had that opportunity if we came up against other teams. I'm not going to beat around the bush on that one. It was because of how open they are, in terms of like trying to get a goal for themselves, that we were able to counter them like that and put in a solid performance.
I know.
Um,
Even
DJ
DJ
Dave's,
Dave, yeah. Did you want to read that out? He's asking, yeah.
yeah, if we make it into the playoffs, can we finally break our playoff hoodoo? We are so desperate to go up this year. I think I think that it might be on the cards, because the level of consistency that's now in the squad, um, is what we've been hoping for a while. Like we're not winning convincingly, but we're not losing anymore. So, what do you reckon, mate?
Yeah, there's just something about it. I think I know. I mean, I wasn't keen on Alex Neil and that joining, but it does seem to potentially could be the best signing this season. And the fact like he's already had Norwich promoted through the playoffs, and I don't know. We'll just look a more solid unit, especially at the back. And I do have this sneaky feeling that it could be our year, whether it's Plymouth or whoever it is who we're playing. I just think if Alex Neil has us set up right the way we are doing, I think we can be very, very difficult to beat.
Yeah, we would definitely be difficult to beat if we keep performing like that, especially against potential
We just need
promotion
we just
rivals.
need Stewart to start firing. It's getting a bit concerning. How many
Mm.
games has he gone now without scoring?
With Stewart, I think it's 8 or 9. I think his last goal was in our 2-1 defeat to MK Dons, I
It's not good
believe.
enough, is it? We need him to
No.
start firing now. I might have an excuse as the fact like the service is crap, but as his head being turned, I mean, look how he didn't look confident 1-on-1 with the keeper against Oxford, did he? His like shoulders were down, and
Yeah.
it's something not right with him. This,
Yeah, yeah, I think it is a confidence thing, but he can get that back with a goal. He can get that back with a free kick. He can get that back with a header, a goal, a penner even. As long as he gets another goal, I think he'll start firing loads and loads in the back of the net for us. Tam says the Embo goal was the highlight in a very challenging game. It
I,
was a tough watch.
I can't see Tam on my chat. Is there any reason?
He's on my chat.
Oh yeah, all right. So, but you can see Dave on yours as well.
Yeah, I can see Dave on yours.
Ah, right. That's fine. That's fine. I thought I was going bloody loopy there.
Yeah. So yeah, do you agree with that, mate?
Sorry, what was that again?
The the highlight of the game was obviously Elliot Embleton's goal. Do you agree that the match itself, as an overall, was a tough watch?
Tough in a tough team we're playing against, or was it like?
Difficult for you to keep your head on the screen at the game.
Yeah, yeah, because there was no floor.
Yeah,
Um. Oh wait a minute. Have you just pressed
there was no
something then?
floor. Me?
No, no.
No.
It just says on my OBS chat is disabled for this live chat.
Oh, no, it's still up for mine. I can still see it. I can still see it, mate. And John says Rotherham versus Sunderland and Wednesday versus Plymouth. I think
Oh yeah.
then Wednesday Sunderland.
Sorry, I'll
Um,
answer. I'll answer your question. I think it was a tough watch, yeah, because it was scrappy. There was no floor.
yeah,
It was hard to get engaged to the game because there was no
yeah,
floor or rhythm. It was, as you said, it was like a game of volleyball. Watching it, wasn't it? It's just up and around all over the place, and
yeah.
we
I was
only
watching.
we only started to come into it and have a bit of float of our play.
Yeah,
The last 10 minutes, and of course, where did Stewart all of a sudden just come from? And when he was 1-on-1 with the keeper, but
oh
it was a terrible pass, wasn't it, from Oxford?
it was a terrible pass from Oxford, but the fact that he couldn't capitalise on that was just kind of scary. So, Vouch's sexy boyfriend says thumbs up, having a good laugh.
Who's that?
Somebody in your chat, somebody in your chat. And then DJ says, I think momentum is vital. We seem to be building on that momentum as the gaffer seems to be installing different mindset with the players. And I kind of agree with that. Like the mindset does seem to be let's not concede. We did obviously concede on the weekend, but um, just see boy jumping on a replay in the background. I think we've gone to let's not concede. Let's tighten up at the back. If goals happen, goals happen. But we can't lose if we don't concede. Um, we can't win if we don't score. But also, I think cementing a point at the very least in every game is essentially what we're going for now,
Yeah,
rather than just all out attack.
we've definitely got that tight line at the back. Well, can you remember before how many games where there was just so many
Mm-hmm.
gaps and oppositions were just walking the ball past us effortlessly.
Yep.
And there doesn't seem to be that. There seems to be that back line organised. People are covering places, shutting the door on teams going forward. And that's what we're after.
Yeah.
Because let's face it, we have got decent players. We have got a decent defence. We just need them well and truly organised.
We need it. We've got a well-oiled machine now in the back. It's just that faster counter-attacking play. Our game on Friday at the Stadium of Light, I think, will potentially be another one of those part of the bus of opposition teams. So we'll talk about the game and going ahead a little bit later, but let's keep talking about the
But I was a second. I was going to
the
turn the
weekend
t- turn
match.
the. Can you hear my telly in the background? Hold on.
No, can it, mate? Until you walk towards it.
Hold on.
Over two. So GS 2000 says
Oh,
over
more
two
tea, Vicar.
legs,
Sorry.
every single team in the top 10 would fancy us in a playoff semi-final. I mean, not really. Every team that we've played against in the top 8, we've beat at some point, right? It's the teams we've lost points in matches from teams in the bottom half of the table this season. So
Yeah,
I don't really agree with that one, GS, but I can get your point because
I'm much more confident
mm,
Sunderland playing um, a top team than I am a shitty scrag end of a team that comes to park the bus. Um,
yeah, because
Huddersfield
we
have
have
just
no
taken the lead
creativity around
against
it.
Luton Town.
Yeah, so Vaisal says he's supporting Huddersfield tonight because they're a good team. I don't know. Is Luton in danger of getting relegated? By the way, so if we do stick in League One, are
Luton,
we?
no, they're challenging for promotion to the Prem.
Are they?
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, I try to avoid the Championship unless we're in it
No,
because
I
it
think
gets.
they're third or something.
Let's have a quick look. Oh, they're fifth. They're
Fifth now,
fifth.
yeah.
If they were winning this game, they would be third. But that's yeah
Where's
that's
Huddersfield at?
interesting. Huddersfield's fourth.
Good team.
Yeah, both good teams. Fair enough.
I remember the class
um,
penalty shootout between Huddersfield and Reading a few years ago at Wembley. It was good. The playoff final.
let me. Yeah. So, can you remember the other results around us this weekend? Um, by any chance? I've got them to hand, by the way.
No,
But
no,
like,
no. Yeah, yeah. I can do with the fact like Rotherham lost again. Wigan won. Um, Sheffield Wednesday, did they draw?
yeah. So
Um,
MK Dons drew.
Wickham
Plymouth.
drew.
Basically, in the top 8, there's only two teams that won: us and Wigan. Um, Rotherham and Oxford lost, obviously, because we beat them. But everybody else drew, so we would get definitely the benefactors of like that last weekend set of results. Um, would you say we're firmly in the playoffs now, considering Wickham are on the same amount of points and goal difference as us?
No, far from it. Far from it.
Um,
There's a lot of work still to do. We've got to be focused.
mm,
Not get carried away. We've got a job to do. I mean, we've still got Plymouth and Rotherham to play. We've got to just keep focusing on one game at a time and doing the job.
yeah, are we now hoping in the Sheffield Wednesday Wickham game that, well, to be fair, if either of them draw, as long as we get a point or more, we are above them. So when they play each other, we kind of need to pick up more points than one of the teams.
We do, and
Yeah,
I think they're capable. I think they're capable of doing it without a shadow of a doubt. They're capable of doing it.
yeah, absolutely. And Tam says we aren't clicking as a team. It just seems an effort. And admitted he picked the wrong side of formation again. He had to change it to pull the result back. Look, like money always runs out. We need to click.
Oh, hello, Tam. I can see you now. You must be both in
Yeah,
both of our channels.
good, good lad.
Nice to see you, Tam. Don't bother with that ANTH channel. Honestly, waste of time. You
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah. Leave a dislike.
know.
Yeah. So if we want to go up, yeah, I think it's a very simple task for Sunderland now. 5 games left, 15 points up for the grabs. Get as many as possible within that. The more we climb or get better results than Sheffield and Plymouth, the better. Because I know until we're mathematically confirmed in the playoffs, I'm not confident enough that we will finish there. Don't know about you.
Finishing the playoffs. It's
Until it's mathematically like cemented.
yeah,
So
absolutely.
if we win 2 games on a bounce, and then let's say Wickham and Oxford lose their next 2 games, we still have to wait one more game before we're mathematically playoff guaranteed. But still at that stage, there's 3 more games for us to fuck up in. So I'm like, yeah, hopefully roll on the end of this month, and we're still in that zone.
Yeah, and if we're going to have to start off with the old anxiety of the playoffs again, would you rather just the top three go up and scrap the playoffs, or do you like the playoffs? You think it adds a bit of excitement, something for the team to go for, Like, because therefore, if it was just a top three, your season would be over, wouldn't you? If you finish fourth or fifth, sixth. But it's something to go for, isn't it? Oh, we finished sixth, but we're in the playoff.
Yeah.
Get in.
I kind of liked I liked the days when the Premier League was the same amount of teams as every other league, because the Premier League is the top 20 and not the top 24. I think that drives elitism in the game. I think that 3 going up and 4 going down out of this league is really weird as well. So there's 7 changes of teams in the League of 24, but in the Premier League there's only 3. In the Championship there's only 6. In our leagues there's 7, and in the league below us there's 6. So we have the more, like, League One has the most changes season in, season out, and I think that's a little bit weird. And thanks for making me dizzy, Tam. Yeah. Sorry, does that make any sense to you? Sorry.
No, absolutely.
I think the best thing for football is to make it as fair as possible for every team to have the opportunity to be in the next division. So if there's 3 going up, there needs to be 3 going down. If there's 4 going up, then 4 needs to go down. Not this like random number generator that they seem to have plucked out of the air. I think it's uncompetitive. I think it's better to have more teams potentially getting changed as well, though, because that doesn't create the same amount of teams playing each other season in, season out. You just got to look at the Scottish League or the Bundesliga. Like, the amount of teams that they have changing into their new fold makes their seasons very, very repetitive.
Oh, I know. I mean, I couldn't stand it in Scotland. Can you imagine that? Just 3 playing playing a team 4 times.
Yeah, playing each other for that's it. It's way too stagnant. Um they get a lot less games than everybody else because they only have 10 teams in the league, or is it 12 teams in the league? And it's like yeah.
So getting back to our beloved Sunderland, and any players that
Yeah.
impressed you on Saturday? Anybody that stood out? I mean, Matete was good, wasn't he? Anybody else can you think
Yeah.
of?
Integrity was solid, like you said. I think first half was overall disappointing. So most players that were in the first half weren't that exciting. I'm going to say it again because I really rate him as a player. Luke 09. He was doing quite a lot of up and down the pitch running. Stewart was doing everything apart from putting the ball in the back of the net, so he impressed me a bit. But that missed chance completely ruined his ratings for everybody across the board. So when you win, I'm impressed with the entire team because they've all put in the effort. I think we both said it during the live stream as well that
Patterson did well, didn't he? Because I mean,
oh, that
that
fucking
that
save.
that was a potential game changer, wasn't it? That one.
Mm, absolutely, our heads could have dropped at that moment.
You got to take your hats off to Patterson. Like, I mean, he was on the back burner for quite a number of weeks when Hoffman was getting his place, but his head hasn't dropped, and he's putting in some good performances.
And rightly so, mate. He's definitely got the quality to do that.
You don't think Hoffman will make a return? No.
I think he's had potentially his last game of the season already. It's it's not looking good for him. Let's put it that way.
How did you think Gooch played?
Gooch. I think you did all right. To be fair, he wasn't outstanding. Let's put it that way across the board, but he did do enough to retain his place. He was putting in the effort, and I think pretty much everybody wasn't like walking around the pitch. You could tell actually they were trying to fight for the badge. So I think yeah,
Yeah, there's
that's all we ask for as Sunderland fans, right?
there was definitely that trying factor with the team, which is wrong because it should be like that all the time. Um, Tams just says Pato looks twice the
The keeper
keeper
than
than
Hoff.
the Hoff. When Potter has made a slip, he hasn't cost the game.
See, with Hoff's mistakes couple of them, quite a lot of them, were defensive mistakes, not goalkeeper mistakes. I think he's done one dodgy clearance out to an attacker. That's it all season. So I think that's a little unfair, but it's also he's Hoff has conceded a lot more goals than Patterson, and if you concede more goals, and that's your job to stop.
But do you think it also helps the fact that we've actually also tightened our defence up as well?
Mm, absolutely, because they're getting less shots at them. They've only got to keep their head up in those key moments. If they're constantly on edge, when you're constantly on edge and you're trying to block shots, you're likely to make a mistake at one time or the other, unless you're having like Wembley finals every game. You tired, mate?
Ah, just been stressed with my bloody cards. Just texted out of us a bit, but I'm alright. I'm not too bad.
Yeah, fair enough. Just the biggest yawn.
Got the moonshiner yet?
Yeah, I'm just trying to think of pertinent questions. So, like, first half, at the end of the first half, what were you thinking about is going to happen for Sunderland?
The first half being 1-1.
Yeah, at the end of first half, what were you thinking?
Um,
I was like, it's not ideal, but
well, me,
um,
I was thinking season hour because it was so scrappy. I just couldn't see where Sunderland were going to get a goal coming from.
yeah,
Um, I just couldn't see anything optimistic about it at all, apart from that fact like we weren't losing. Um, yeah, I was just thinking that's it for us. If we didn't win this, it's game hour, and especially because
um,
the other results were going against us.
yeah. Elliot says, if we make the playoffs, do you think we'll go up? And I genuinely think we definitely can. Every team that we're fighting for, if it was the MK Dons, we would have struggled. I think MK Dons are now making a gap against Rotherham, so I think the top two is going to be Wigan MK Dons now. Rotherham we've beat, Plymouth we've beat, Sheffield Wednesday we've beat, Wickham we had that 3-3 game which I think we could definitely have won, and Oxford we've beat. So everybody that's we're challenging for we can beat. With our current squad, it's not like historically we're better than them. It's literally we have beat them this season. Our team is better than their team.
We're
Um,
we're better, but we're still not quite right. We are better,
yeah,
but we're still not just 100% there. There's still something missing.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah. I agree with that, mate.
But well, we are better. I'm not going to be total harsh on them, but
Yeah,
there's still not that flown football that we can produce.
yeah. DJ Elliot says that your clock's a few minutes behind. 16 minutes past, and it's before the.
What is he looking at my clock on the wall?
Yeah, it's a few minutes behind.
Oh, it's
Um,
just the batteries from Poundland. They're probably gone flat a bit. They're not them Duracell ones with the bunnies jumping about.
the Duracell batteries are used for something else, aren't they? There you go.
Absolutely. Sky remote control gets used a lot.
Oh god. So there is a question I've got here for you, mate. Do you think Oxford are out of it now?
Yeah,
They're gone
I th-
because we beat them.
I think that
Or
I think they are. I mean, they lost the last game as well. I think
they
they
lost three on the bounce.
yeah, and you can't lose three in the bounce at this stage of the season. If it was us, we'd be out of it as well.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think their season's gone. I mean, there was a YouTuber for Oxford United. He was saying the same thing. He said congratulations to Sunderland. He said, but he says I think our playoffs now are gone. We're
yeah.
starting to be cut adrift, cast away.
Yeah, they are 4 points adrift with only 4 games left
Yeah, you
to play.
can't
So
you
it's
can't be adrift with so many. If there was 20 games left, of course, different story. But no,
Topsy T83. All right, lads, welcome along, buddy. I think I'm streaming this, by the way, and also DJ's streaming it, so his link's in there. So if you want to check out DJ's channel, check it out. We're having the same conversation on both our channels. We thought we'd try it out. have two conversations running at the same time. Um,
Yeah,
it
it's
kind
a
of
good
works.
it's a good idea. I'll have to get to know how to do that. There's,
Yeah.
um,
What's Oxford's last four games? Let's find out. Um, I want to. I think they've got. I think pretty much everybody's got another team in the top four. So they've got Fleetwood Town on Friday. Then not Monday. Most teams are playing on Monday. They're playing the MK Dons on Tuesday the 19th. The following Saturday they're playing Rotherham, and then the final game they should be Doncaster Rovers. So they've got potential 6 points out of those games, like pretty much edged on as favourites. But the other two, MK Dons and Rotherham in a shit storm at the minute as well. So that'll be an interesting one as well. Hello there.
I,
Loving the stream, lads. Thank you, Topsy.
I do think it's really strange. Like I
What?
said the other week with Rotherham, the way they've gone downhill. I think that's really weird.
They do have a match tomorrow night against Portsmouth, and Portsmouth are on the polar opposite of that run. They're on the ascendancy, but they've just left it a bit too late to be in with a shout of climbing into the playoffs. Like they usually do it most seasons, but I think they've just done too little, too late for this bounce. So not that I'm kind of internally laughing at Portsmouth, but and I'm a little like they've done it us, but a lot earlier in the season.
Yeah.
So yeah, if Portsmouth beat Rotherham on Tuesday tomorrow night, I think potentially Rotherham are cementing their place in the playoffs. They can't really realistically drop the 9 point gap between them and Wickham, can they? A 7 point gap, sorry.
No. Not at all. I don't know. It's like I said. If there's one team I wouldn't want to play up there, is MK Dons. You know, I'd
Yes,
rather.
yeah, I think you're right, mate. I think you're right. Keep going. Sorry, just
No, no,
agreeing.
no, no. I do. I think MK Dons will be going up automatically, and I think. Oof. I mean, would you prefer to play Rotherham in the knockout stages, like the first leg, second leg, or the final?
So this is where numbers and the mind games come into it because we play Rotherham in the second last game of the season, um, which means basically we can mathematically work out where what result we want to see where we finish.
Yeah, because six plays third, doesn't it?
Yeah, so sixth plays third and fifth plays fourth. So
That's
in the
right.
second last game, we could be playing for fifth, sixth, or fourth, and Rotherham could be fighting for third or fourth. So if we beat them, it'll just be a numbers game, like accepting a defeat to guarantee them in the playoffs would be just a really weird concept. Like I wouldn't want to go into a game expecting to lose so we can get the same team. Do you know what I mean? It's kind of weird.
I'll tell you what. For attendances wise, you would definitely 100% see a full Wembley Stadium if it was Sheffield Wednesday Sunderland, wouldn't you?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Both fans are like the most supported in the league, aren't they?
Oh
Or
God, yeah.
Portsmouth second, I think.
Portsmouth would fill it with us, as you know they did when the Johnson
Yeah.
Paint Trophy.
I'm gonna pull up the League One attendance stats. See who's leading that.
Charlton filled Wembley as well. They do it.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, no, you're right. Sunderland first, Sheffield Wednesday second, Ipswich. Where Portsmouth is sixth. Portsmouth had a terrible set of attendances this season, 15K. It's interesting though. There's only Burton who've had fewer home games this season.
What do you think about when it reads the Sun and attendance out 31,000 and people say, "Oh, there's not really 31,000 there. There's too many empty red seats." They're just counting out. They're just counting the season tickets and stuff and just adding it in.
No, they're not. So, fun fact, mate. I work for a software company, and we do ticketing software.
Hmm.
We do ticketing software for a couple of big teams up and down the country. and the ticket attendances are only from what has been scanned and accepted at the turnstiles because all stadiums in the EFL system have to have smart gates. So it'll only count the scanned accepted entries into the stadium. So people just chatting shit with that. Sorry,
Yeah,
sorry
because
to
no,
burst
no,
it down.
they do. They do mention it though, don't they? A lot of people have said 31,000. I don't think there's 31,000 in the game today, and that like, and it's just what people say. But it's
Yeah, but
deceiving. I mean, it's a bit massive stadium, Sunderland's. It's I mean, it's not going to look massively full even to have 31,000 in, is it?
no, because it's a 48,000 seater, right?
Yeah, yeah,
And 48,000 with 31,000 is still a 60% capacity. So 4 in every 10 seats are empty, which will make it look like it's empty. 4 out of 10 seats not occupied looks bad, but there will still be 31,000 people in there. So it's just not my desk. It just looks bad because there's that many empty seats, but still 31,000 people. Nearly triple most of what the rest of the league are putting in. So, like I said before, we are a rich club because we're putting that many people into the stands.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah. Topsy says, "I'm fancy Rotherham to drop into the playoffs, and I think it will be Wigan, MK Dons, or Plymouth. They've got 5 points to catch up on the MK Dons. They've played the same amount of games. They've only got 12 left to catch that 5 point gap. So they literally need to win every game, and the MK Dons to drop points in 3 games or more.
Yeah.
Do you really think that that's going to happen out of the 4 games that MK Dons are going to lose 2?
No,
No,
Mad
or even drawing
Mackham,
3 of them.
Mad Mackham, welcome to the chat, mate. Evening, chaps. Just finished a long day. Just popped in to say hello and give thumbs up. Well, thank you very much, mate, for passing by. Thank you. I do appreciate it as well. It's nice to have a.
Report dislike. Yeah, it's nice to have a fellow just somebody popping in to just show that level of support. It's really really nice. To be
No, no.
honest.
It's mad, isn't
Yeah,
it? You put a link up on Facebook like live now, and into a group that has something like 7,000 people in it. How does not one person? Oh, there's a debate about Sunday FC. I'll click live and I'll have a look at that. How? Unless the algorithm of Facebook doesn't let other people see that or notify it. But you think
yeah.
the
Most
law? You think
most
the laws
people
of
turn up.
you think the laws of numbers would say? Do you know what I mean? Some.
I wouldn't worry about it too much. Most people have their Facebook notifications turned off because it pops up every couple of hours. Like unless you're directly mentioned in something on Facebook, people are not going to click on it. Like
Yeah.
unless you literally mention like to 12 people individually, do you want to check this out and have a chat with us? They're not gonna. Literally putting at everyone won't ping a notification on anybody's phone.
Yeah.
Like when somebody else posted on that channel, did you see it straight away?
No, well, that's what I'm saying. It's
Exactly.
it's notifications, isn't it?
Yeah. So like, there's a level of interest. People will be fleetingly checking that channel out. So I wouldn't worry about it too much. But didn't see. There you go. Topsy's confirming it. Didn't see it on Facebook. Was already on YouTube. Do you know what I mean? Like it's if they're on YouTube, they'll see it. So I think if you want to like post out, having the schedule reminder, like putting up the schedule beforehand, and potentially using the community tab.
And of course, if Topsy is not subscribed to my channel, he's not going to know so much either. So
Yeah, fair enough.
I don't know if
But
he's
yeah,
if you're there, Topsy, hit the subscribe button for us, lad. If you're not, that's if you are, well, thank you very much. But oh, anyway, Tam says
that's
because
good.
Facebook doesn't tell people until 2 days after you've posted. My Facebook
Exactly.
feed is all over the place. It's Facebook has gone right downhill for reach and target and things. It's basically they want you to pay for this and that and the other. I mean,
Yeah.
I do a lot of DJing and producing and stuff, and getting people to just get involved with anything you do. It's just non-existent at the minute, unless you're paying for an advert or something.
Yeah, to be fair, mate, I think as long as we keep on putting out good content for people to get involved with, it'll be fine.
And let's not
We're,
forget,
we're having a good conversation now, mate. Don't forget that.
yeah, I know. And once it's gone live, and even if it's posted up, it's still there for people to watch later on and that.
Yeah, respectively. So Mad Mackham goes, do you think our recent unhidden owners um, happy to take 30k worth of money each week and promotion um, not really an interest to them? So is promotion not really an interest to them if they take 30k home, like 30k worth of fans at the stadium? Do you reckon that's enough?
I've often wondered about Simon Pants and Donald. Are they quite happy with being where they are? Um, but I don't know because they're gambling. They're putting the chips on the table, aren't they? They want if someone get
Yeah.
promoted, they get quite a lot of profit back.
Yeah, but do we know what the prize pools are for positions in this league? I know like the Premier League publishes how much each team gets if they get wherever they finish in the league. I think like top place is like 25 million or something like that, wasn't it? And it drops down a million per position or something. What's the League One's winnings per position?
I don't know.
I'm sure it was published somewhere at some point, but
Hello,
that might be worth considering as well.
Hello, Joseph Billingsley. Do you think we
Billingsley,
will win
yes.
against Shrewsbury? And are you confident? You mentioned this before, Anthony. Didn't you? If it's a
Yeah,
case of I'm going to come to the Stadium of Light and time waste and frustrate the hell out of the Sunderland team and the fans, then Sunderland struggle. They seem to collapse with things like that. Well,
yeah.
how do you think Sunderland can get over that, Anth? What does Sunderland need to do when an
Go
opposition comes to the Stadium of Light? Yeah, what do they need to do when they come to the Stadium of Light and
and part of the bus.
park the bus and try and take control and time waste? What do we need to do to stop them from bossing that from happening? To like,
Do you know what I've said? I've said this like no, I haven't said it recently, but I've said it like a couple of weeks ago to you. We need to be more aggressive. We need to be bully boys. We need to frustrate them. We need to put in dodgy, dirty tackles in and around the ball. Just professional fouls. Get them frustrated that we're fouling them rather than the other way around. If we're getting professional yellow cards and frustrating them, getting them aggressive, they will start to slip up, and they'll try to like egg on one specific player, and that one specific player could draw two or three away. So yeah, be more aggressive. Just stop being friendly to other teams. We've got an ex Sunderland player at Shrewsbury now, haven't we? And yeah,
who's that?
oh, Flanagan,
30 Flanagan.
Flanagan, fucking Flanagan. Um, yeah. What do you reckon we need to do? What's your ideas?
Well, I think when the teams like a park on the bus, I think it would do Sunderland some good to sort of ease off and try and invite them at us. It's like maybe come back a little bit deeper rather than
Yeah,
constantly trying to like pass the ball into the box, and they're defending deep because we keep coming up and pushing up and pushing up and pushing up and doing nothing. Um, I would
yeah,
like to see someone come deeper and invite the ball, invite them to say, well, come on then, just play a
yeah.
little bit more in our own half, bring them forward to create, and then just a quick counter attack. I think that's what we should need to do.
Most of our good looking goals at least have come from those counter attacks. That goal on the weekend was essentially a counter attack. The Embleton goal was a counter attack, wasn't it?
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's
Mm-hmm.
Parking when the team like parking the bus. It's them saying, well, come on, come at us and see what you've got. But play them at their own game.
Yeah, fair point, mate. Man Mackham goes. Each league has the wages go up. Bet they've got a lovely algorithm on the go. So I think that probably means like if they go up, they're getting an automatic pay percentage increase. So they'll go from like I don't know, say if it's a 5%, 10% increase, they'll go from 100k to 105, 110k. These are arbitrary numbers; they're not the actual wages of some players, but like essentially, you'll have some people who have promotion bonuses linked with their pay packet. So I get that, mate. That sounds good. If we a player would obviously want more money to to afford more shit in their big nice house. So that makes sense. And then he goes on to basically got to kick the shit out of them, Shrewsbury. And he's only half joking. I think we need to play it like it is another final. They're definitely beatable though, Shrewsbury. Yeah, Shrewsbury season's over, right?
Oh God, absolutely. We're just
Let's see where they are. The 16th on 49 points. And Gillingham are on 38. They're in 21st. So they're pretty much 11 points safe with 12 points left to get. So yeah, basically one more point and Shrewsbury's mathematically safe for the season. That's it. Done.
there's no excuses why. I just want to see a convincing performance by us. You know what I'm saying? And I am confident. I'm getting more confident with this manager on board of ours. I mean,
Are you sure? You don't sound too sure on that one, mate.
no, I am. I am.
Fair enough.
Definitely at the back. I'm more confident with us at the back than I am with us going forward. I think we offer more at the back in defence than we do going forward at the minute, which is
Yeah,
good in a way.
Yeah, a couple of months ago it would have been the polar opposite, wouldn't it?
Yeah, but
So
I'd like to see us matching that by having a good attacking force, to say the least.
fair enough. So is any pertinent questions we haven't asked this week round? What do you reckon? Of the upcoming games. Obviously, we're playing Shrewsbury, but what do you reckon of the other fixtures that are happening on? Is it Good Friday, Easter Friday? What's it called?
Yeah, Good Friday. Well, there's two. Is there two games tomorrow?
Yeah, the two games tomorrow is Burton Wigan, which I
Nosebleed.
think
You got a nosebleed. You have.
he's been picking his nose.
Texas after his mum. We'll get a tissue. Go on.
So Burton are playing Wigan at the Pirelli, and Portsmouth are at home against Rotherham.
Come on, Pompey. Oh, it's a tasty tie that. Or Huddersfield are 2-0 up against Luton.
I think Huddersfield have won that one. They say the
Yeah.
Championship playoff is they're worth 120 million. What do you reckon of the League One playoffs worth 30 million? Nah. Probably is like 2, maybe 3 million. There's
No,
a
I
huge,
have no idea, but there will be a massive. Huh?
massive drop off.
Your son? No, not commentary. We're just having a debate about Sunderland on a Monday night, son. But
So
yeah, there will be a massive gap. You can guarantee that.
yeah, so Burton Wigan. I think we both would say Wigan winning that one, right? Tomorrow night. Then it's
Yeah,
Portsmouth Rotherham as well. Same time, same kickoff. 7:45 tomorrow night.
I think I'll watch that as well. I think Pompey will get a result there. Portsmouth at home.
Mm. Yeah,
Yeah,
Portsmouth at home.
I think Portsmouth will win.
Yeah, I think I'm on the same boat as you, mate. Because what Rotherham have picked up 4 points in 5 matches. um, but if they do drop points in that game, I think that's essentially their automatic slot on the way out. If they win it, I think they go ahead of MK Dons on goal difference with a game in hand as well. So it's going to be an interesting match from a Rotherham perspective. I think the Wigan match is just another run of the mill. They'll cement the automatic slot by that stage. But yeah, Good Friday. There is Acton Stanley against Burnley. Burton, sorry.
Mhm.
Nobody cares.
No,
Charlton against Morecambe. Morecambe need to win this to stay in contention in League One. Same with Cheltenham Town and Gillingham. Crewe and Wimbledon. So Wimbledon will fancy themselves because Crewe are already relegated. Doncaster against Bolton. Again, Doncaster need a win to stay in the league. Fleetwood versus Oxford. This one could impact us. What do you reckon Fleetwood's chances are of picking up points against Oxford?
I think they very much.
Fleetwood.
I think they very much have. They're a funny little side, Fleetwood.
Yeah, Fleetwood are sat in 19th.
Yeah, I don't know. And well, I do. I wouldn't be. I wouldn't at all be surprised if Fleetwood win, say 2 or 3 and out.
Okay. Against Oxford, do you think?
Yeah, why not?
Are you... Okay. Okay. I didn't think Oxford were that bad when they played us, but I think their heads might have dropped with that result. So yeah,
Yeah,
if they
it's
lose the next one, they're definitely out of the contention, and it's
sort of like
literally three out of two teams now.
a radiation fallout from losing again, and I think the heads will drop.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough. Portsmouth, Lincoln. Nobody cares about. Nobody in a Sunderland badge, in anyways. Sunderland, Shrewsbury. We need to
Sunderland,
be winning that,
Shrewsbury.
really.
Yeah.
Sunderland, Shrewsbury. We need to be winning it, really. Anything else is a joke. And finally, Wickham, Plymouth. This one's really, really interesting for us. So, Wickham are on the same amount of points, and Plymouth are 5 points ahead. Do we want to drag Plymouth into the mix of potential teams to drop out of the zone, or do we want them to cement their place and make Wickham drop more points?
Absolutely, Wickham drop more points. We want to get
Yeah,
we just want to consolidate our playoff place, whether it's third, fourth, fifth, or sixth. We just want to be concrete in there, and Plymouth are
yeah,
there. We know that for a fact.
absolutely.
We want teams to not be there who's possible threat to us, the likes of a Wickham or a Oxford or Sheffield Wednesday, whatever. But
Yeah, fair, good point. So, Mark, John, and Jacob have joined in on the chat as well. So, Jacob says, "Good evening. How we doing? We're doing all right, I think."
hello, Jacob. How are you doing?
And he's also going for a 3-0 Sunderland win against Shrewsbury. Um,
Mad Mackham
uh,
says 4-1 win easy. Wickham to win
okay.
2-1, and Mad Mackham also says 1-1 against Fleetwood.
Fleetwood to turn up or not? I think Fleetwood, if Fleetwood win, I think they need one more point. Didn't I say they need one more point to guarantee their safety in the league?
Yeah, yeah.
So, yeah, Fleetwood will be gunning out for that point. So they'll either try and get an early goal or hold out for a nice 0-0 draw. Like any point for them is a win, essentially. Um, and Mark goes. His question is this premature? But how many new players would be needed, and what positions to do well in the championship? I think we've pretty much been in agreement on this. A goalkeeper, a league, a championship level goalkeeper,
Do you think Patterson's a
strikers.
championship keeper?
I think he'll be a good stopgap for us.
Mm.
Yeah, but like I said, I think I've said it a couple of times. Our goalkeepers are very replaceable this season, and I'm really sorry if some goalkeeper watches this. It's just my opinion, but like we, the amount of goals we've conceded is one a testament to how bad our defense was at the start of the season, but also testament to how poorly the goalkeeper manages that defense. The goalkeeper tells defenders where to stand on goal kicks, free kicks, everything, and it's them to just jump in front of it. If he's telling them to be in the wrong place, he's not. He's
Yes,
not thinking right.
it's not just about a goalkeeper making saves. It's organising his back four, back five, or whatever it is. And
Yeah. So those goalkeepers, I don't think command enough in the games. They definitely make the good shot stoppers. Don't get me wrong, but I don't think they're commanding enough. And I think we need a commanding goalkeeper like Pickford, like Benone. Just pick any goalkeeper in our Premier League era, and that's what they did. They shouted at our defenders, "Step up your fucking game." But these keepers don't. Like you said, we've gone too nice.
mm,
Wickham's goals for and against is the exact same as us. It's tighter than a cow's cleef right now.
please stop talking about my wife like that, will you?
Whoa! Good job. She'll not watch this back, isn't it? Yeah, I think we're ahead of them purely because we've won more games. So we've won 21 games and they've won 20. And they've played one more game than us as well. So if our next game's a 0-0, we'll still be above them because we have one more point. Sorry, Lola's just come up and rubbed my leg.
Oh,
She wants to fuss.
let's. Is there a Lola cam today? Or?
I'm not too sure. Is this working for you? I don't know. I can't see it. Look at my feet. Okay. Ticklish. There isn't, unfortunately. The cameras are fixed at the top, and I can't see where they're going. But she's been really good this week.
I
We're getting used to the new
remember
home.
you gave a little bit of a shock, didn't you, last time when
Oh, I opened this can.
when we scored against Oxford? Yay! And I remember you saying, "Oh, sorry, Lola, come here, that's a good girl," you know. So don't worry, Lola, that won't happen very often, so you're quite safe there. You know what I mean?
To be fair, it's happened 69 times this season. It's just, yeah, once a week, maybe. Right, so MACKEM reckons a keeper, 2 forwards, 1 strong defender, and anyone instead of bloody Gooch. I think Gooch has had a long running with us. When did he join our team? He's been here since we were in league in the championship, right?
So like you just froze up my end again. What was that again, mate? Sorry.
So how long has Lyndon Gooch played for Sunderland?
Oh, God's sake. 7 seasons? 6 seasons?
He's apparently been on the Sunderland books since 2012.
On the books? He's come from the academy, hasn't he?
He was in the he was in the academy from 2012 to 2015. So he's been a Sunderland player from 2015 onwards. He went out on loan to Gateshead for 7 games, and he went out on loan to Doncaster Rovers for 10 games in 2016. So he has been a Sunderland player out and out since 2017. I think it's just that we're getting bored of him. I don't think he's a bad player. I don't think he's a bad player at
I
all.
don't think he's a bad player at all, and I think sometimes the fans should back off him a little bit. His attitude's right. His heart's in the right place, and he has got the quality. I mean, if it weren't for him, don't forget we wouldn't have won a trophy at Wembley, and he has got it in him.
Yeah, I genuinely think there might be a little bit of that. Martin O'Neill signed Gooch to the academy. That's how far back he's been with this club. It's a decade, 2012. A decade. He's been here a decade. He's put his life and blood into this fucking club. I think we need to show him a little bit more respect sometimes. But again, is his time coming up to the end? Is this his last season?
How old do you say he is?
He's 26. He's been here since he was 16. He's been here. He's been here for pretty much his entire professional career.
Oh, he's still a spring chicken, really, isn't he?
Yeah. But I don't think we're getting the best out of him. I think he'll go to another club, or if he does go to another club, they will definitely capitalise on what he's capable of a lot more.
It's like Honeyman. Do you think Honeyman's doing better at Hull?
Honeyman's definitely doing better at Hull. Statistically, he definitely is. I think that's without a doubt, right? So Tam reckons we would need more pace in the championship. I don't think we do. I know that sounds really weird. Pace can win games, but I think we just need to be more compact and better at 1-2 passing. I think our passing game is a little bit to be admired. How many passes? You said this a couple of on the stream. Sorry. We're either hoofing the ball forward and hoping somebody gets onto it, or we're making 1-2-3 passes and then passing the ball to the opposition. What have you got in your hand?
It's a puppet.
Right. Do you reckon that's what we would need in the championship if we do go up? Pace, or I think more confidence on the ball would be better. Passing, controlled passing, that would help.
Yeah, I'd say we have got the pace and stuff. It's just that Sunderland just seem to have problems keeping hold of possession. You know what I mean? And getting other teams frustrated, likes of these Parky the Bus teams that come to the stadium. It's like we don't seem to have possession long enough to frustrate them.
Yeah.
You know, it's like we have the ball, but it breaks down too quickly, too easily. It's like, Sunderland are coming forward against the likes of Doncasters and this, that, and the other, and it's all right passing.
Yeah.
But we can't do it. it breaks down too easy, and the opposition can just say, "Ah, it's easy, lads. We'll just park the bus today. These are not going to break us down."
And we can't break them down. So yeah, it's a bit of half a dozen of one and 12 of the other.
Mad Mackham says more
Um,
fouls than a chicken farm.
is that Gooch?
Yeah.
Tam goes Gooch, but he's a Premier League player. He's only played 6 Premier League games, but he's still a Premier League player. Jacob also reckons M Villa should come back to Sunderland. I mean, isn't he retired now?
I'm not too sure.
Yann Villa. He is 31. He plays in no, he was born in Amiens, France. He plays for Olympiacos now. Yeah, he's not coming. He's not moving from a top tier team in their respective league to Sunderland in the third division, unless he's desperate.
Tam's just said we have a load of cart horses in our side. You won't get away with that lack of pace in the championship.
I don't know, like because some championship teams don't have a lot of pace and they still burst through it. Luton doesn't have a lot of pace. Norwich traditionally doesn't have a lot of pace. This is late. I'm going into bed. Hey up, Jeff. Welcome. How you doing, mate?
Hello, Jeff. How you doodling?
How you doodling? It is kind of late, to be fair, for us. We started a little bit later today, but 9 o'clock.
It's just what you call life, and things happen and that. But the main thing is we stick to our Monday shows, and we are not letting anybody down.
Yes. Right. So, how do we feel going into the last 6 games, 5 games for Sunderland? Do you think we've got enough? Do you think we've got enough to get to 80 points? Is that 7 points out of these 5 games? I think that will keep us in. That will get us the playoffs.
Who've we got left? Shrewsbury, Plymouth, Rotherham. Who else?
Good question. No, so it's.
Let's go in order of play. We've got Shrewsbury, and then is it Plymouth?
I'm literally loading up fixtures on the SAFC website now. So Shrewsbury, Plymouth, Cambridge, Rotherham, Morecambe. We should be getting points at Shrewsbury, Cambridge, and Morecambe. They should be given, not necessarily given wins, but they should be given points, right?
I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying. I think we will. I think we're a different outfit.
We're getting up. Shut up, shut up. I'm getting up. We're getting. I think we've got enough. I think we do have enough in the tank to beat 3 of these 5 teams, and that will see us on 82 points. And that we can't get second on that, but like, I think we've got enough in our tanks. We've got the correct teams coming up against us to win. Plymouth seem to be playing everybody around them. Plymouth FC fixtures. Who have Plymouth got? Because they could be dropping points left, right, and centre now, right?
Well, we know they've got Wickham. That's one of them.
No, they've lit their last 4 games against teams in the top 8. They've got Wickham, Sunderland, Wigan, and the MK Dons.
Potentially, we could overtake them.
So everybody is playing Plymouth. They might have done enough early doors to cement their place in the playoffs, but
we thumped Plymouth at the stadium tonight, didn't we? Was it 3-1?
Yeah, and the Plymouth match is on Sky Sports.
It was a really convincing performance. That I remember at Sunderland against Plymouth. We really bossed them from start to finish. I think, did we score 3 quick goals or 2 quick goals? I think, and that was a really good display from us.
Yeah, it was. And yeah, I kind of fancy our chances against them. To be honest, it's not the hardest game. I think Rotherham might be our hardest game because that has a lot of weight behind it for both teams, whereas I don't know. I kind of feel like if Plymouth drop points against any of the other teams, that might be a hard game as well. Jacob asks, would you bring Yam Villa next season? I don't think you would come back in either way. Smash like! It's popped up, it works. I've got a rotator on my stream now, and it pops up every 5 minutes. I've just seen it pop up. Josh Lange says, we will win 2-1, I'm pretty sure. 2-1 against which team, Josh? Against Plymouth or against Shrewsbury? DJ?
You just froze again. Sorry, mate. What was that?
Josh Lange says we will win 2-1, I'm pretty sure. I'm trying to work out if that's against Shrewsbury or Plymouth.
I don't think Shrewsbury will score. I think it'll be a 3-0 for us.
Do you really think Shrewsbury are that weak in front of goal?
No, I just think we're better at the back, and I think we'll have too much for them going up front.
Just having a look now, mate. Shrewsbury are probably one of the best defensive teams in the bottom half of the league. They've conceded only 40 goals this season. That's 1 goal per game. They've only scored 42 as well. So they are the boring team of the league. They're 1-0s, 2-0s, 1-1s. They're kind of
Mad
they're
Mackem's
not
just
really.
said, is there any place advantage when going into the playoffs? I reckon Reason from Trump's position every time.
Recent form Trump's position every time. Yeah, so by that, do you mean if Rotherham finished third and we finished sixth, because Rotherham have been so shit recently, that I don't think they're going to argue with that. Most of the fans won't argue with that.
Do you think? Do you think in the playoffs
We're
they
going
should?
into that better off.
Do you think in the playoffs they should make the away goals rule count like they do in the Champions League?
No,
No.
nah. I don't think we've got the quality of football for that to be a real effector. If we had the away games goals rules, that's hard to say. I just think it would make the playoffs a little bit less competitive because you would score like as many as you can at as little as you could at home with still winning, but try and smash it away from home. And I think it just should be who's better.
They did have it once when they had the relegation playoffs when we played Gillingham at Roker Park. Gillingham got us relegated to the old third division through away goals.
I'm guessing that was 1987.
About that, I was actually in the Fulham end that day.
Hmm.
And I was jumping up and down, and I couldn't understand the away goals rule. I'm thinking, we're up. Someone says, no, we're down, we're down. I was confused.
Well, I know I was conceived over Christmas
Yeah.
in the very next year, so maybe it's because we were in promotion places, maybe not. Yeah, we won Plymouth 2-1. So I think, I don't think really any of these teams are going to be that much of a threat to us if we go into the playoffs. I was kind of worried about Oxford. I said that a couple of weeks ago, but everybody else, we can beat them. MK Dons I was kind of worried about as well. So we want MK Dons to kick on now and cement their automatic slot, and Rotherham and Plymouth just to start fucking up.
I think we'll see MK Dons in the Premier League at the end of next season. There we go. Make a note of that. They've got the money.
It's on the VOD, mate.
Jeff says to me, hello, welcome to the chat, Jeff. Question, Stu, do you wear your SCFC top in your taxi? Yeah, absolutely do in Carlisle. And I remember once, I do contract runs, and it was a sunny day, and every now and again, I'll pick up medication from Carlisle Hospital and take it to Newcastle Hospital. And I'm saying, oh yeah, got a great job here. And then I'm realising I'm driving into Newcastle with my Sunderland top on, and I've got to get out in Newcastle. I walk into the hospital with my Sunderland top on, so I felt a little bit of uncomfortable, I should say, getting out there for at the RVI, but nobody batted an eyelid. So there we go.
Honestly, I have to keep. Good night, Mad Mackem, mate. Have a good night. We've got a comment from Josh.
Night, Mad Mackem. Night, Mad Mackem.
he says you might think I'm deluded. I'm not too sure. You might or might not be, but he said it from day on. We might get second. I think 10 points to catch up in 5 games is a bit too much of an ask. We've got to assume that Tamworth, fucking hell, I'm giving away one of my local towns. I think that the MK Dons are not going to drop more than 4 points in their remaining 4 games. So I think it's too much of an ask. But if it was Rotherham still in the second spot, I think that was definitely a good shout. I think the highest will potentially finish as fourth, and I think the lowest will finish as sixth. That's our bracket this season, and I'll be happy with that.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't think we've done enough this season to warrant first or second.
No, absolutely, we haven't. No,
No.
far from it. Like, but it don't matter first or second if we're going up and through the playoffs. It would just be a breath of fresh air, wouldn't it? It's like we've never won the playoff final. Only time we won at
Yes.
Wembley in our lifetime was there was no bloody fans there.
Yeah. Oh God. Was that Tranmere or Oldham?
Tranmere.
Was it Tranmere?
And to
Tranmere.
be
Yeah.
fair, it was an awful game as well. I remember it. It wasn't.
That goal was brilliant though. It was a counter attack goal.
Yeah, it was Aidan McGeady's side splitting pass from the centre circle that just he threaded through the
Clear
Ivan
ball.
Needle and Lyndon Gooch just took it. He composed himself well and he smashed it into the roof of the net. It was a good goal, wasn't it?
Yeah, it is a good goal. Tam asks, what team would you pick on Saturday? Oh, Friday, sorry.
Well,
To be
definitely
honest,
Patterson in goal.
I think I would start the team that finished the game on Saturday.
A few fans has been saying drop Stewart. You know.
No, because we've only got two out and out strikers. We just can't afford to. He was really good. Apart from actually getting the goal, I know that's his main job, but I thought he did a really good performance in terms of getting back, putting the tackles in, making sure that he was fighting for the ball. Like he was in the wrong place half the time, but on the last goal, he was on the edge of the D and he passed it straight to Embleton. He was in the right place at the right time. He didn't shoot it.
He's not the lazy striker like Charlie White, was he? Charlie White didn't do the
No.
work, the amount of work that Stewart does.
No, and I think that like if people are just purely expecting them to score goals, then fair enough to that comment. Absolutely fair enough. But the amount of work he does off the ball that people are not recognizing, I think, is a little bit unfair. What do you reckon, mate?
Yeah. I do.
Do you agree with that? Do you
No,
see a...
I do. I think Stewart should be right through at the end, and I'm amazed at the fact he's gone through the whole of the season without any injuries. Not many people's realised that.
Yeah, he's been there for us every game.
He
Pretty
has.
much this season.
Yeah.
So yeah, that might be controversial, but yeah, I think it's fair to say he's actually trying to put in this many goals for us. If he's not scoring, he's putting them to other people. I think he's vital to our success of our squad.
Well, I suppose we better just about
He's
wrap
better
it up.
than Defoe. Yeah.
It's 10 o'clock on the dot. Before we go,
Oh, perfect.
any players that you would drop perhaps, or would like to just keep it as it was?
I would like to keep it as it was when it finished in the 90 minutes. So the three subs that went off, keep them off for the start and bring them on. Because we want to. I feel like we want to reward the team, the actual squad that got us the final goal. So Matete, I think if Pritchard's fit, maybe put him in, but I'm not too sure. So yeah, sorry. There's two more comments, and then we'll start to wrap it up. So Ross, Tam goes, Ross's layoff for Embo. Embo's goal was creamy. Opened his body up to the left, the ball to do the work. Left a lovely cushioned pass, and like I said, it doesn't get recognised for that assist enough by our fans. And Josh goes, I think that Alex will change one player, Pritchard for Gucci, as Neil takes it game by game, looking at opposition side, and they are a physical team like Oxford, with the ones of Tom Flanagan. I think Tom Flanagan's potentially a Chris Maguire repeat.
He scored against us
Yeah.
on Friday.
He will. Yeah, he'll probably score a fucking hat trick. He's right back, but
Jeff Spannerman says, "Ask Anth why does he have a Borough accent?"
I didn't have a Borough accent, mate. I live in Staffordshire. I've lived in Staffordshire for 11 years, so I've lost my northern twang. Whenever I go back up north with my mates on the piers, I will get my MACKEM accent back. So I've not got a Borough accent, mate. It's just it's a broken down MACKEM one. Don't call me a smog.
He's now sent me a message and saying, "DJ, can you please ban Jeff off your channel?" Yeah?
Sky says, "Hope I'm not too early, lads." No, I think we're about good and about to wrap it up there, mate, aren't we? And I'm just disappointed I've been called a smog on your channel, mate. The last Monday Night Football there, I would have cried.
Yeah, I do apologise about the late time and that, but we've got the show, we've got it done, and
yeah.
But massive thanks for Anth and people that's joined in the chat. And Jeff said smog Anth, and he's laughing his head off.
Cheers everyone for stopping by. It's always fun to have a good chat about Sunderland, team we're passionate about.
Absolutely.
If you haven't already, smash the like on DJ's channel, hit the sub button, and we'll catch you. Is it on my channel or your channel for Friday's match? Or is it both? We can do both, can't we?
Yeah, you'll have to teach us how to do both. I don't know how to do that, so.
Yeah, so we'll set your stream up like it would be normally, and I'll set my stream up as it would be normally, and do as I've done today. Just go live instead of recording.
Can he hide? Aye.
Aye.
Okay, thanks everybody. Thanks everybody for tuning in.
Night. Have a good night. Bye.